Assalamu alaikum. All right, so you're a Muslim that wants to make money, right? We all want to make money. That's essentially why we are here doing business. Hopefully your intention is good behind it because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask us about it on the day of judgment. But other than that, we should not just focus on money. I mean, we should look at where is money coming from. And first of all, in order to make money, we need clients, right? But in order to get clients, we need to even make sure that we're getting in touch with potential clients. But in order to do that, we need good leads. We need qualitative leads, all right? So this is what we're going to focus on today. And not just that, I mean, like you can see right over here on the screen, I've mapped out 3 funnels that have been proven to work over and over again for me in the past couple of years. Alhamdulillah, I'm currently still running an agency called For Your Brand. We're doing multiple 6 figures, have an amazing team, and all of the things that I'm about to share right over here are proven based on my own experience and literally ready for you to copy paste into your own business, into your service-based business, your agency, your consultancy, coaching, whatever it is. This can all work, all right? Now, let's dive into them. First of all, the 3 funnels that I'm going to break down are maybe not even new for you. One of them is Loom Mastery, cold outreaching. The other one that we're talking about is the organic game, mastering the organic game. And lastly, paid ad implementation. Now, maybe these terms are a little bit familiar to you if you've watched other videos in general, whatever. I mean, fundamentally, a lot of funnels are basically the same. But the way you optimize them throughout the years is what makes or breaks your funnel, all right? So stay with me, pay attention, because this is next level, all right? So before I dive into the first detailed funnel, I want to quickly introduce the first method and how it works, who is it ideal for, etc., etc. And I'm breaking down these methods and these funnels exactly how I'm doing it in my consultancy program as well. Besides my own agency, I'm helping a few brothers one-on-one with scaling their agencies as well. And these are the exact same things that we're using. So let's look at the first one, Loom Mastery. Loom Mastery is basically a cold outreaching method. And I think we are all probably familiar with the software Loom, right? It allows us to open up our browser, share our screen, and give amazing presentations to our clients, to our team, etc., etc. But also, it's very relevant for outreaching. So basically, fundamentally, what you're doing is you start with identifying a problem. This is where every single funnel should start at. You need to have a very good problem that you can solve, because this is the foundation of business. This is literally the foundation of every single funnel. Elon Musk himself said, you get paid in proportion to the complexity of the problem that you're solving. AKA, the bigger the problem, the more money. So you should have a very good problem identified where you can make business from. So you identify a problem, you record personal videos, and then send them out to your prospects, all right? In a second, I'll share the whole funnel, but before we do that, this is the ideal method to use if you have a lot of time, at least if you're doing it yourself. It's the best for B2B services. If you're doing coaching or anything, I should not really do cold outreaching in this way. It's my personal opinion. It's very beginner friendly because you can test very quickly, and that's also why it's very good for untested offers. If you're really new into business, this is the very best way to just get instant feedback into your offers. You're sending cold outreaching. I mean, if you're grabbing your phone and you're calling, you get literally instant feedback from your prospects, and it can be good or bad. I mean, sales is the hard way, so you will probably have some negative feedback as well, right? But it just works amazing. And the focus you should have right over here is based on volume and consistency. Now let's look a little bit deeper into this whole funnel and how to use it. What I did by myself is I'm not doing this anymore to get new clients in. But I did this in the beginning with my agency when we were really focused on selling websites and doing web design for our clients. That's where I started with my agency. Now, what you should do to implement this funnel in the perfect way is you should start with a niche and making sure you have a lead list, okay? It can just be a simple Google document where you list down all of the information of your prospects, okay? You can either buy a list online, you can hire someone to do the research for you, or you can just go, die hard by yourself looking for prospects in your niche, in your category that you want to reach out to, okay? And this is a very intensive way. That's also why I said right over here, the focus in this method is on volume and consistency. It's you literally die hard cold outreaching to every single person that you know in your niche that you want to work with. Now, at some point, you can also outsource it. You don't need to do all of this by yourself. And I'll give some tips like that as well along the way. But most importantly, in the beginning, just do it by yourself. So what I did was I recorded 3 single versions of a video, okay? And this video is not just a random video. No, this video is a scripted template that you create for yourself. To give you a very good explanation for this, and it was amazing, it worked so good for us back in the days, is like I said, I was running a web development agency, all right? So what I did was literally I worked in one category, one niche, and it was the car rental niche, okay? What I did was literally typing in car rental in my country, in the Netherlands back in the days. I typed in car rental Netherlands, and I went to page 6, page 10, page 11 on Google to find the websites that were not ranking, that were very ugly, that were just in need of help, you know? And you can find so many. This was the way I did my outreach. I created a list and I started outreaching to them, okay? But I was just giving the same presentation over and over again. I just, you know, changed a few slides, made it a little bit personal. It was just for me easy to do 20 to 50 a day sending out. Because like I said, it's really based on volume, all right? So you record a video from this list, you send out those videos, and we used a full email sequence in combination with a social media sequence, all right? So it started with sending a email on day 1, okay? So on day 1, we sent out a email. This was just the outreaching email. And then the second day, what we did was also sending it on social media. Literally every single social media profile that we could find of the owner of this company, I was just going all in, okay? So day 1, email. Day 2, LinkedIn, Instagram, X, Facebook, whatever I could find, I sent a same humble message. Hey, hello, John, or whatever his name was. I have recorded a quick video because I found some problems on your website. I sent this video and I waited for a response. If I didn't got a response, on day 3, I sent another email. So there are like literally 2 days, 84 hours in between the first email and the second email. But in between, I also shared some social media DMs and stuff like that. Then I was silent for 1 day, and then we sent out another social media follow-up, another email follow-up on day 6, on day 5, and here another social media follow-up at the end. So it was literally 1 week of going all in on a lead, all right? And in the beginning, I did all of this myself. At some point, I used setters for this, okay? You can just hire people that you give access to your social media accounts, or they can do it by themselves, and they do the sequence. You record the videos, they do the sequence. This is what I did. And at some point, they will, you know, reply or not. Can also be the case. That's why you need to do volume, right? And then you get in contact with them. You want to go from contact to a call, and this call can make you money because you can close the client, all right? This is literally the sequence that we've used for ourselves and worked crazy, literally crazy. If you do this and you master this in the right way, it's insane. It's literally insane. Now, this is the part where you need to collect a lot of data as well. You need to ask your setters or even yourself in the beginning. You need to look at your data, all right? Your data is so important because this is the reason why we were running multiple versions at the same time. We were multiple versions at the same time, and you need to keep in mind, like we're doing 20 to 50 a day, all right? A day. So that means like close to 1,000 to 1,500 a month that we were sending out. It was literally crazy at some point. But you need to know what is working, what is not working. And this is why we were testing constantly. And this is how you develop a funnel into craziness, all right? But the video will be too long if I share all of the insights and the data with you. Let's move on to the next one. Organic game. Organic game is a little bit more the long game. It's a long-term investment. And how does this work? It starts the same with identifying a problem. And I will start every single method with identifying a problem. If you don't have a problem to solve, it doesn't make any sense. But instead of doing the cold outreaching, you're going to post a lot of content about it on your Instagram, on your Facebook, on your LinkedIn, on your YouTube, etc., etc. And this post, these content should give an answer to the problem and a solution to the problem, of course. And from those organic content, you capture them and you follow up with them, okay? I will share this whole funnel in a second. Now, the only thing that I would advise is that instead of, this one was perfect if you have a lot of time, this one is better if you have a lot of experience in the field. Because you're competing with big YouTubers, with big content creators who know what they are talking about, okay? If you're making big mistakes here, I would not really advise that. You need to know what you're talking about. I'm not saying you need to be fully experienced or whatever, but it's just a little bit harder to really test your offer in the right way, because when you're doing cold outreach, like I'm saying, like you're calling, you're reaching out, you're sending these DMs, you get so much instant feedback. You learn so much from it, and you can adapt very quickly. So I would not consider to start with this, but it can very well work. And this can work for B2B and B2C services. So whether you're running an agency, a service, a coaching business, a course, whatever it is, it can really work for you. But it's really a mid or advanced level, maybe even, because it's a long term investment. You won't get views the first day. It takes a lot of time. I mean, with the cold outreaching method, you're reaching 1,500 to maybe 2,000 people instantly in their DM. People will look at it, and it's just so much more valuable than a bunch of views on your videos in the beginning. But if you do it in the right way, you can make some good money out of it. And it's also what I would recommend. It's better for tested offers. If you have tested your offer with other methods and in your close circle, in your network, or for example, with cold outreaching, then it can be very beneficial. But if you would choose this one for your business, it all comes down to strategy and value, providing a lot of value. And this is one of the most important ones, all right? Now let's look a little bit deeper into the funnel. The first one is you should have a core message that people can find again and again in your funnel. And to give here an example as well, like I shared the previous one, the Loom strategy I used in my own agency when speaking mainly about running the website industry, like the website businesses. And this one is what I'm doing right now. Like I said, I have a consultancy business where we help Muslim brothers that having an agency or a service-based business, a consultancy, to scale it up. All right. Just so I'm providing a lot of value here, and it's just free. I mean, it's free. But if you have like a business and you're willing to go to 100K million ARR, then we help these brothers to scale further. If you don't, then it's fine. So this is the way how we get our leads in. And the core message is just like you see on my channel, we help Muslim brothers scale their business. But your core message can also be, we help, gym owners get better finances, gym owners get more leads. You can help car rentals with better solution. Whatever your business is, you can make videos about it. And if you really have a core message that every single video is actually about the same topic, but provides a little bit more extra value, new tips, new tricks, eventually you will attract the right audience, all right? Now, let's look at how this sequence works and how this funnel works. So it starts with long form content. You record videos like this, like 10 minutes long, 20 minutes long, 30 minutes long. You create a lot of value. And based on that value, you can also make a lot of short form, and short form can also be image to text, can also be image and text and stuff like that for LinkedIn posts, for example, stories, whatever. It all starts with the long form, and you need to constantly make that, like constantly. If you're really consistent, eventually, like I said, this funnel will attract the right audience. But it's a little bit more tricky because you don't get instant feedback, especially when you're starting out. You have just a few views and your videos are not popping up. You don't know why. And it's because you have an untested offer, and it's really hard to get proper data with just a few views, So I would not really advise this one if you're not experienced, but you still can try. I'm not saying it's an excuse or whatever. I'm just sharing my experience, like I said. And if you look at this channel, I only recently started uploading. But you certainly can tell that you know what we're doing, Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Everything comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So all of this content, you are funneling it down into a lead magnet or just an opt-in page. I mean, currently we don't have any lead magnets or whatever. I'm just literally saying, if you have a business, you're a Muslim, you have a service-based business, you want to scale it, click the link in the description, that's it, all right? And if not, then just enjoy the free value. I mean, I'm here to give as well, we're doing it with the right intention, inshallah. So it can either be just a landing page with a form or whatever, or a lead magnet. And a lead magnet is just giving something away for free, such as a free PDF or a free tool that people can use, whatever it is, Lead magnets work amazing to make sure that leads come in. And then you start getting in touch with them, you know, contact, eventually book a call, and this call can make you money because you can close them. And every single funnel basically starts the same way. It starts with identifying a problem, and eventually you want to make sure that you get leads, get in touch with them, and hop on a call and make money. This is the end of every funnel, but the beginning is just different. And when you look at this same thing, it is also comes down to measuring your data. Whenever you start, whatever you do in business, the first couple of weeks are just very hard. But you will see that by time when you develop and you optimize based on data, it will get much easier and grow much better and grow much bigger, you know? So now let's look at the last one, the paid ad implementation. This one may sound familiar. Like I said, we have some complex things that we did based on our experience, which are pretty crazy. So let's look into it. This also starts with identifying a problem, same as all of the others, all right? But instead of running content, instead of, you know, cold outreaching, you run ads. So you literally open up your Meta, your YouTube ads, whatever it is, and you start running ads. You create some content and you put it out. I'll share the funnel in a second. And then from there, you just capture leads and you follow up with them. People need to reply on it. You have a hard CTA, and from there, people get in. Now, what I would say right over here is not time, not experience, maybe a little bit, but mainly capital, because you need to invest a lot of money to run good ads and make sure that they convert. Okay, this is not for free. It's pretty heavily investing in this stuff. And if you're making mistakes, you can literally burn your money away, and you don't want that. But it can be very, very powerful. So I would say this is very relevant for both B2B, if you're selling B2B or selling B2C services. Whatever you're selling, this can literally work. It's a little bit mid/advanced level, and it's for tested offers. It's a little bit the same as what we said before. You need to have some experience because it's pretty heavy. It's all about speed. You're competing with all of your competitors in there, and you need to constantly optimize. But if you do it in the right way, it's pretty crazy. I've also made a video on my channel. If you're curious, watch it out. It's crazy. We closed over 30 clients in 1 month. I guess it was like 32 or so. We closed 30 plus high ticket clients in 1 month with our agency based on a paid ad funnel with an offer that just crushed it. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Now, here I will share a little bit of how that worked. But if you really want to see it, you should check out that other video as well, which is available on my channel. So it starts with an offer, okay? An offer. You need to make sure that, especially in ads, you are making an offer. Here in my free content or whatever, you're not really making an offer, you're just sharing value. When you're doing outreaching, you also need an offer, but it's a little bit different, you're giving tips. Here in ads, you need a very, very powerful offer. So you should be testing around with that a lot. We had at that time 3 different offers that we were testing. Right now, we're not running ads because we have too many clients, alhamdulillah. It's just consistently, we have retainer clients, so they're paying every single month. And but at that time, we were running 3 offers at the same time. And based on those offers, we were advertising on 2 different platforms. So it can be, for example, Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, whatever works for you. But I would say it's good to test it on different platforms as well. And each platform should have multiple ads, okay? Multiple ads that you're running. But it most comes down from these things, all right? From there, you are testing different lead magnets. I just explained what a lead magnet is, okay? So you get them in from this, from there, and you just start testing with the lead magnets. And then the same story, okay? Lead comes in, you get in touch with them, you hop on a call, and then, inshallah, you can make some money because you can close them from a call, okay? And this is how you do it. This is basically how you do it. And it goes much, much, much more in detail. I would love to share it with you, but this video would be a little bit too long. What I want to explain right over here is that you can literally just copy paste these same steps by yourself. This is literally the steps that we used and how we implemented it. But what is the most important thing, that you go from there into putting it into daily action, all right? Daily action is the most important part. And let me give you some examples how I did it in the beginning. Is literally, you need to look at your time, your focus, and an example that I'm giving here is the first 15 minutes of your day. You should look at preparation, prioritization is like your data alignment, strategy, messages, etc. If some leads have replied, you can get in touch with them, you know, a little follow up. But it most comes down to execution, okay? Literally, like I said, it's crazy. The only reason why, for example, this one worked, okay, this Loom Mastery worked, is because we were doing 1500 every single month. It's crazy. If you just do 20 and you're like, oh, this doesn't work, you don't have enough data. You need to do volume, all right? Speed, volume. You need to go crazy. We were testing offers like crazy with the paid ads. We were constantly testing our offers. So it's all about execution, okay? At least 30 to 90 minutes a day, but I would say 80% of your whole day as a business owner should always needs to go to your marketing, client acquisition, getting clients in, everything like that, right? It's so important. And for the Loom outreaching, it's about recording and sending. Organic is about editing, publishing your content, engaging with the followers. Your ads is just monitor and optimize constantly. All right, so this is basically it. If you want some more access to the in-depth funnels and you have a business by yourself and already making at least 2 to 5K a month with your business, but want to scale it to multiple six figures, crazy numbers, then get in touch with me, my team. You can get access one-on-one with me with our consultancy program. If not, just enjoy the free content and I'll see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum.